All right, boys and girls, let's get ready for Math Message 6.3. Okay, and our warm-up today is going to be some quick look cards, so let's just look at them. Okay, here we have one group, we have another group, and if we look at that, we have two groups. And how many do we have in each group? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So two groups of 9. And two groups of 9, remember, anytime we multiply by 2, we just double that factor, which would give me 18. Okay, on our next one, here we could look at this and we could take it and we could say we see two groups here also. And this would be two groups of 6. So 2 times 6 and double that factor would equal 12. Or we could just look at it as one group times 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. One group times 12. So 1 times 12 equals 12. Okay, on this one, we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, and 4 groups. So we have 4 groups, and we have 4 in each group, and this would be a square. And 4 times 4 would equal 16. All right, so let's continue with our math message 6.3. And on the first one, it says, Evan does not know the answer to 6 times 7. Record at least 2 different strategies he could use to solve 6 times 7. Okay, boys and girls, and if we can remember, move this out of the way, and these were some of our strategies that we could use. We could do adding a group, and if we did adding a group, we could do 5 times 7, because 5 is something that we already know, which gives me 35 plus 7. There's the group we're going to add, which gives me 42. Okay, we could also do doubling because one of our factors is even, so we could do 3 times 7 equals 21, and then 3 times 7 equals 21 again. That's our doubling, and 21 plus 21 would equal 42. Okay, our near square, we could do 6 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 6, 36 lollipop licks. That's our rhyme that we use. And then 6 times 6 is 36. And then we would have to add a group of 7, which would give us 42. And then the break apart. And on our break apart, we could break that apart any way we wanted, but we could do, right here would be a break apart. 3 times 7 and 3 times 7, or if we want, we could break apart the 7 and do 6 times 2, which equals 12, and 6 times 5. 6 times 5 equals 30, and if we add those together, we get 42. So that would be using each one of our strategies to solve 6 times 7. So now we know that 6 times 7 equals 42. Okay, and you can use whichever strategy that you like. Okay, let's look at 9 times 7. Okay, and if I were to look at 9 times 7, I would probably want to use the break apart rule because this is a high number and neither number is even, so I can't use doubling. So let's do 4 times 7, which equals 28, and then we'd have to do 5 times 7, which equals 35. Okay, 8 plus 5 is 13. And 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 1 more is 63. So 9 times 7 equals 63. Okay? Or you could even break apart the 7 and do 9 times 2 equals 18. And then we'd have 9 times 5, which equals 45. because it doesn't matter which factor that you break apart. 8 plus 5 is 13, 4 plus 1 is 5, plus 1 more is 6, 63, and it doesn't matter which way you do it, the product is going to be the same, 63. All right, boys and girls, another way to practice our facts is to go on, use our fact triangles. Now you can tear those out of your book, which is activity sheet 22, which is in the back of your book, or you can go to your Everyday Math website, and we can click that. Get my mouse here to click that on. And it takes me to the Everyday website. Go ahead and log in. Okay, you just go ahead and log into your account, and when I get there, I'm going to go to my eTools. And once I get to my eTools, I'm going to come down here. I'm going to find fact triangles, and right here they are. The first one is for addition and subtraction, and the second one is for multiplication and division. So go ahead and check the multiplication and division, and then all you have to do is drag them up. Once you drag them up, just hit deal. Get that to work here for me. And it will give you a math triangle that you can practice, and you can continue to hit deal, and it will keep giving you more that you can practice. All you want to do is reset it, and just go ahead and reset it. You can build your own by going down here to where you build your own and drag that out. Pull this over, and then you choose which one you want. You want your top number to be, say you're trouble with a 42, okay? Then you would have to put in the numbers that would go with 42. I'm having trouble with my board here. Okay, so your left would be 6, and then your right would be 7. Create it, and there it is, it creates it. So you could practice this way also. So either way would be a way to practice. So once again, going to our Everyday Math website to get to the fact triangles. All right, now turn to page 194. Boys and girls, if you want to take a few minutes and hit pause and see if you can complete this journal page. And when you're ready, just hit continue, and you will continue on, and I will go over this with you. All right, 4, it says, look at the class poster in the boxes below. Record facts that you could solve using each strategy. For adding a group, I could use 6 times 4, 6 times 8, because we could add a group using our 5s. So we could start with our 5s and use 5 times 4 and then add another group. In doubling, any number that has a even number in it, you could use 4 times 7, 4 times 8, 6 times 8, 6 times 7, any of those you could use. Okay, now for your subtract a group, you're going to do, you could do 6 times 4, you could do 4 times 7, and you could do 4 times 8. Okay, and then you could use subtract a group. On 4 times 8, you would do 5 times 8 and then subtract one group of 8. And then your near squares, you could do 7 times 8, okay, and you would use 8 times 8 as your square, and 6 times 7, and you would use 6 times 7, or you could do 7 times 7 to get that. All right, on the next part, says, how are the facts in the doubling box alike? And they're alike because at least one factor is an even number. So if you look in our doubling box here, at least one of your factors has to be an even number. Now, both factors can be even, but both factors cannot be odd numbers. All right, and what the number 3 is, what did you notice about the facts in the near square box? Okay, and in the near square box, it says the factors are close numbers. They are near a square fact. Okay, and if we look up here, 7 times 8, like I said, would be close to 7 times 7 or 8 times 7, 6 times 7, or 6 times 6, or 7 times 7. Remember, boys and girls, squares are when both factors are the same. And then the last one here is, what do you notice about the facts in the adding a group box and the subtracting a group box? And we notice that they are close to 5, and they are 5 and 10, and they can be used as a helper fact. So if we look here, 5 can be used. We can do 5 times 4, 5 times 8, 5 times. Okay, so anytime we're using a helper fact, we're looking at 5s and 10s as our helper facts. Okay. All right, boys and girls, this concludes lesson 6.3.